The story begins with a couple, Evelyn and Max, waking up shortly after moving in together. Max gives Evelyn a good morning kiss and goes to wake up his brother, Travis, who's sleeping in with a few pretty girls. Evelyn is annoyed that Travis is staying in their place and tells him to leave right away. She kicks the girls out and asks Max to join her for some romantic time before breakfast. Evelyn works as a web designer, while Max owns a small store called Bloody Mary, where he sells strange, devil-themed items. One day, an old man comes into the shop carrying a few packages for Max. Inside are some flirty schoolgirl costumes Max had ordered for Evelyn. But while checking the rest, he finds something he didn't buy, a devil genie statue with a tag around it that says it can grant any wish, but in a wicked way. Max shrugs it off and puts the statue back in the box. Later that night, Evelyn wears a playful nurse costume and jokes around with Max. He shows her the genie statue he got in the package. Evelyn laughs it off, thinking the tag is just a prank. Before kissing her, Max promises they'll be together forever. As they kiss, the devil statue's eyes glow red. In the next scene, the couple has bought a new home and are on their way to get ice cream before celebrating the day. At the ice cream shop, a beautiful girl named Olivia seems to take a liking to Max. Max and Olivia talk in a light, flirty way, which makes Evelyn feel ignored and jealous. She ends up arguing with Olivia, calling her names, and storms out of the shop. Max apologizes to Olivia and runs after Evelyn. A few days later, Max comes home and is surprised by a big change. Evelyn has completely redone the apartment and thrown out Max's collection, which had cost a lot. Max gets upset about it and yells at Evelyn, saying his things were valuable. Evelyn feels hurt and starts defending herself. The argument turns intense, and Evelyn locks herself in the bedroom. Max feels like things aren't working anymore and decides to break up with her. He asks Travis for advice, and Travis tells him to do it in public so that if Evelyn loses her temper, someone could call 911. The next day, Max calls Evelyn and asks her to meet him at the park. She arrives in her car, smiling and waving at him. As she runs across the street toward him, she gets hit by a bus and dies instantly. Max breaks down crying as he sees her lying there, covered in blood. He's heartbroken and terrified as he realizes she's gone. Later on, Max and his brother Travis are seen at Evelyn's funeral, saying their final goodbyes. Even though Max had planned to break up with her, her death left him heartbroken and unable to move on. He stays shut in at home for days, haunted by memories of Evelyn. He keeps blaming himself for what happened. Travis can't bear seeing Max like this and tells him to get out and enjoy life again. Max thinks maybe it's the only way to lift himself out of this dark place. After a long time, Max finally steps out and decides to watch a movie. He doesn't really enjoy it but watches anyway. As he walks out of the theater, he runs into Olivia, the pretty girl from the ice cream shop. She greets Max and invites him to her shop for a drink. They talk about their pasts and open up emotionally. Both seem to feel a real connection, and things heat up between them as they share a deep kiss. Later, Olivia returns to her ice cream shop, and Max heads back to his place, shutting the door behind him. Suddenly, there's a knock. Thinking it might be Olivia, he gets a little excited. But when he opens the door, he's shocked to see his ex-girlfriend standing there, back from the dead. He screams and slams the door in panic. He can't understand how this is even possible. After calming down, he lets her in and they begin to talk. Evelyn now looks like a zombie, with scars covering her face. She seems happy to see him and tries to get close, but Max is still frightened and confused. He finally asks how she's still alive. Evelyn tells him the devil genie truly granted his wish, to never lose her. She woke up inside her grave and came straight to him. She says they'll never be apart again and promises to love him even more than before. She starts pulling him toward the bathroom, suggesting they shower together. Max feels uneasy and avoids touching her. All Max wants now is to stay safe. He pretends to smile and agrees with whatever Evelyn says. While she's in the bathroom, there's another knock at the door. Max checks and sees Olivia. She wants to talk about being in a relationship, but Max has to turn her down since Evelyn is back. He lies and says they should wait and not rush things. Olivia leaves, and then Evelyn steps out of the bathroom, asking who was at the door. Max lies again, saying it was a FedEx guy. Evelyn believes him and starts playfully teasing him. As she heads toward the bedroom, she slips and snaps her neck. But to Max's horror, she simply stands up and pops her neck back in place. That's when Max realizes she's not easy to kill. They start living together again, just like before. Evelyn sleeps beside him, plays with him, and even goes out to clubs with him. But Max can't enjoy any of it. He just hides how he feels inside. One morning during breakfast, Evelyn notices this and gets upset. She slams her hands on the table and stomps her foot on the floor, breaking both in one go. Then, she comes up with an idea. She'll kill Max too, so he can come back to life like her, and they can be together forever, just like he wished from the evil genie. Max grows even more terrified and pleads for time to process everything. Evelyn hugs him tight and agrees to give him a little while. Max runs out and later calls his brother, Travis. He tells him everything, how Evelyn came back from the dead and is now trying to kill him. Travis thinks Max is joking and doesn't take him seriously. But when Travis visits Max's house and sees Evelyn alive, he's stunned and runs out of the house in panic. The brothers meet up later and talk about how to get out of this nightmare. Travis comes up with a plan. They need to kill Evelyn and end this once and for all. Max begins reading all kinds of books, hoping to find dark magic that might fix Evelyn, but everything he tries fails. He even attempts to destroy the devil genie statue, thinking that breaking it might cancel the wish. But Evelyn is still alive, still trying to be with him. Eventually, Max grabs a sword and plans to kill her while she's doing yoga, but he loses his nerve and instead gives the sword to Travis. Travis tells Max he'll do it himself. Max tries to stop him, but Travis is set on going through with it. Max gives in and says he has a date with Olivia. Later, Max goes to the graveyard to meet Olivia and watch a movie together. Olivia rests her head in Max's lap, and they begin kissing as the movie plays. Meanwhile, Travis goes to Max's house and comes up with an excuse to get inside, but Evelyn gives into her bloodlust and kills him by biting off his head. Back at the graveyard, Max and Olivia, caught up in the moment, decide to go somewhere private. They get into Olivia's car and the two spend the night together. The next morning, Max tells her he needs to check something at home and gives her a goodbye kiss before leaving. When Max gets home, he finds Travis's body wrapped in plastic. He's horrified to see his brother dead and realizes Evelyn has eaten his head. Evelyn tells Max they can now be together. To escape, Max lies and tells her to wait in the bathroom and get hot water ready for a bath. While she's preparing, Max pushes a table against the door to trap her. He runs to the kitchen and calls 911. He tells them everything, but they don't believe him and refuse to help. Evelyn keeps calling out to him, but Max leaves the house and heads to the police station. Evelyn breaks through the bathroom door with a single push and comes out. She finds Max's phone on the table and sees the messages he and Olivia sent, filled with flirtatious texts. Furious, she crushes the phone and lets out a loud scream. At the police station, the officer doesn't believe Max's story about a zombie girlfriend. Just then, Evelyn storms into the ice cream shop, looking to kill Olivia. She grabs Olivia by the neck and throws her aside. Max, still at the station, hears a radio report about an attack at an ice cream parlor. He instantly knows it's Evelyn and races over to save Olivia. Max tries to reason with Evelyn. He tells her he doesn't love her anymore and they need to break up, but Evelyn refuses and says she's taking him with her. Max starts hitting her with his helmet, and Olivia joins in to help. But Evelyn is too strong. She throws Olivia into a wall and begins smashing Max's head against the ground. Max stabs Evelyn in the stomach and head with a piece of glass. She drops to the floor, lifeless. He and Olivia try to catch their breath, until Evelyn suddenly climbs onto Max's back. Just when she's about to end them both, Travis, now a zombie too, shows up and finishes her off. Max asks what they should do with her body. Travis says they should bury her. As they bury Evelyn, Max turns to Olivia, apologizes for hiding the truth, and asks for another chance. Olivia doesn't say a word, but kisses him and says they should go somewhere quiet. In the final scene, Max has moved his Bloody Mary shop inside Olivia's ice cream parlor, where she now sells a flavor called Burying the Ex. Olivia walks up to Max and playfully asks why he hasn't paid his rent. Max says it's because he spent all his money on a ring, and then proposes to her. She smiles in surprise and says yes. They kiss and walk off hand in hand.